We've got a new face joining us real soon, or should I say, faces. Her name is Briar, and I think she's got one of the most fascinating concepts ever introduced from League. Let's take a quick look at what our mad little friend is capable of. Briar's passive Crimson Curse stacks Hemorrhage with her auto attacks and abilities while healing herself. Her Q, Head Rush, is an easy targeting ability that works like Jax's Q skill, charging at enemies, stunning and reducing their armor, and can also be used on allies. Her W, Blood Frenzy / Snack attack sends Briar into a frenzy, causing her to lose control of her movement and attacks, and she will automatically follow and attack enemies, targeting champions first. Her E, Chilling Scream, is a channeling skill which has damage reduction, healing, knockback, and stunning enemies pushed against the wall. Finally, Briar comes equipped with a global ult, which if hit will send her flying at enemies like Vex's ult. After charging, she'll inflict fear on enemies, then go into a frenzy and chase her prey until it's killed. Briar will be making her debut on September 12th, so stay tuned and beware of the hungry. Okay, now let's take a look at some buffs and nerfs in this patch. The cooldown on Aurelia's ult will be reduced by 15 seconds per ult level. Gwen hasn't been as popular in Summoner's Rift as she's been on TFT, but now you can expect to see her as a jungler, as her max damage on monsters has increased. Kennen will get a buff to his E's early energy cost and mid to late ult cooldown. Senna will be receiving a crit damage buff. Thresh's shield amount, which increases with soul stacks, is getting a buff as well. Next, let's see which champions got nerfed in this patch. Jarvan's getting a nerf to his passive, now it deals damage at a lesser current health ratio. Darkin received an adjustment to his passive's healing and a nerf to his ult's AD ratio. Rell gets a nerf to her E's speed increase, and Tryndamere gets a nerf after getting a drastic range buff last time, but would a base AD reduction of 2 really make a difference? We'll have to see about that. Xayah gets a nerf to her base health and E's cooldown. And lastly, Bard will be receiving a somewhat notable adjustment. First, his passive will now stack up to 10 stacks. Also, when he collects a chime, now it has a 20-second duration instead of 7. His W can now be recharged up to 2 times, and the time it takes for it to fully charge has also been cut in half to 5 seconds. Okay, finally, item changes. Stormrazor is getting a buff to its AD, while Shojin is getting the exact opposite nerf. Crown of the Shattered Queen will have increased AP, yet the 3-second AP increase after Safeguard has been removed. Also, Safeguard will only reduce damage by 40% instead of 75%. Lastly, another nerf to Static that's been receiving nothing but nerfs since launch. Static is getting an AD buff, but will now deal fixed damage on minions. Alright, I think that's all I've got for you today. We will see you on the next patch note.